Hey, what's up guys, I'm Praetorian and welcome back to Stellaris First Contact. So I went ahead and named all of our planets in here. Somebody suggested that all the names have something to do with how cold the planets are and how our orcs probably wouldn't like that considering the fact that they come from much hotter climates. And so that's what we've done. So the first planet here is Cold Stink, and that is because it has noxious swamps on it. The description of these are treacherous swamplands and bogs surrounded by putrid gases. So it's Cold Stink, stinky and cold. And then we got Frozen Moon, so very simple here. It's just a moon that's really cold. And then we got Bouncy Ice, because it's another cold moon and it has that low gravity, so you'd be able to jump higher. So our orcs and our goblins are having a blast just jumping around on this planet. Goblins got to be careful though, because they can float away. So we've got Bouncy Ice for the third planet here, since they got that low gravity. And then the system will be called Too Cold Worlds, because the worlds are just too cold. So we got that named. And also, I went ahead and took care of all this off camera. I moved all the pops around. And we'll actually go ahead and take a look at that real quick, though we might need to let it adjust. I'm not entirely sure if it'll be updated or not. It looks like it's updated. Okay, so with Orcland, Black Mountain, and Shiny's Cave, we got rid of all of the slave pops that don't like this climate. So basically, we're trying to solve the habitability issues. And so these guys here, you know, they have the arid preference that our orcs do. And so those are going to be the primary pops that we use on these arid planets. Although, of course, Orcland is one where nobody's going to like it besides the orcs. But we still got a couple of them on here anyways, because they're good at research. And we do have a lot of researchers, a lot of the research labs. Now, one thing I did want to note that I don't think I've shown yet is that you can change which pops are growing, because you can only grow one organic pop at a time. If you're doing robots, you can be creating two pops at the same time, and that's one of the most powerful bonuses of robots, is that you can, you know, basically grow two pops at once on each of your planets. And of course, robots are incredibly useful as well. So we are handicapping ourselves a little bit by not using robots in this playthrough, but I just think it'd be nice to have like a more organic focused playthrough where we're, you know, getting all these different types of species, you know, enslaving most of them, and then focusing on changing up their genes to fit the roles that we have laid out for them. And so I really hope we get that text soon so we can start playing around with that, because I think that's going to be a major focus for this campaign. But yeah, you can change which of your pops are growing. However, if you do that, then it does slow down the growth on the planet. It's kind of like the penalty for not just letting whatever grows naturally there. So it does have to be a pop that's on the planet when it comes to when they naturally select who grows, though you can pick any one of these to grow on there. But you'll see it says having prioritized species has following effects on the planet. Pop growth speed is reduced by 10%. So we can, you know, do that. That's not that huge of a penalty, but it is nice to have the full growth speed. And I think it's based off of the current population, and it tries to kind of balance it out a little bit. I'm not entirely sure exactly how it picks the pops. We currently have an orc growing here. We're going to leave that as is. I think, yeah, Shiny's Cave has really been focusing on growing them, and I've moved a lot of them over to the other planets, particularly Grok Citadel, which you'll notice that Shiny's Cave has lost a lot of their population because of all this movement I've done. But Grok Citadel has a lot of pops now. Easily our second biggest planet. Very diverse group of pops as well. We've got all 4 of the different species on this planet, really trying to fill out those researcher jobs. So I've moved a lot of pops over here, particularly the ones that can do the research for us. So we're going to be producing a lot more research than we were. But yeah, Grok Citadel, very diverse place. And then we got Goblin Space, looking at that, you know, pretty much similar number what we had here in Bria Laura, though we have moved more of these new fungi species over there. On Stormy Mines, I think they have a larger population than what we saw before, so I moved a lot over here. Badlands obviously still growing, same thing with Kitty Graveyard here, and just orcs on these 2 planets currently. And then on our new planets, this is what the makeup looks like. So we've got a few orcs over there, not as many as we're probably going to need. We do have these guys to fill out the specialist jobs. I'm a little worried about happiness though. This is probably going to be a problem here. We do have an extra orc pop here. Frankly, we do need more orcs on these planets. So that's something we'll eventually do. Move a few more of these over here. But yeah, we've got all kinds of stuff building, guys. Any planet that needs stuff, I've already set up for them to build all the stuff we'll need. And then going into work core space here. You know, if they don't need anything, they got plenty of jobs, then obviously we're not going to have them build anything. So yeah, that's all set up. So we can go ahead and let this play as we solve these stability issues and try and avoid a slave revolt here. And one of our scientists unfortunately died. That's the one that was doing the physics research, so we're going to need to replace them. And we also just got a tech finished up, so our destroyer is going to be cheaper to build and faster to build. Alright, so let's go and get something else selected. Planetary build speed would be pretty helpful. We're building quite a few things. I'm going to continue doing that. So, you know what? Let's get the planetary build speed so we can build a little bit quicker. Though getting the railguns would be nice as well. But yeah, let's go ahead and get this. It's the quickest one. These ones would take about 5 more months. So yeah, we'll get that one since we are building so much on the planets. And then we also need to get a new researcher. So basically all of our old skilled scientists are dying off now. As far as who we're going to get next, I think we should get this scientist because she's the youngest and she's going to live in longer. And so this is pretty important because, you know, the longer they live, the higher level they can reach. So getting them when they're young and having those favorable traits are pretty helpful. So we need to get something else in here, and we just take a look and see what this new one is. So this is the Equal Standing Act. I'm guessing this is the opposite of that one that we've already seen, the Non-Interference Act. Yeah. Yeah, so this looks like it's the opposite, so obviously we'll go ahead and oppose that one. Still waiting for this vote to finish up. Should be done soon. Obviously, everybody's supporting it, so it's easily going to pass here. And then we'll have the galactic market, which again is really important for us because that's where we're going to sell our slaves. Up to this point, we really haven't been able to sell the slaves and profit off of them. You know, obviously we're profiting on them on the planets, but being able to sell them would be incredibly helpful. So this tech here, I had said that I'd never seen it before. Somebody told me in the comments that this is actually something that was added in the First Contact expansion. So we'll take a look at that in a minute. That's for our relic world. Well, you can see we're having some food issues, and so this is really quick to get, so let's want to get that one. That'd be useful on any of our agricultural planets. Alright, so we should have our construction ship available now, so let's go ahead and get them building the research station and then the mining stations. And I said I was going to build another construction ship, but you know, we'll just use the one, guys. It does not take them that long. And there are quite a few things for us to add on here. I guess there's 4 total. Yeah, I think it's fine if we take our time doing it, guys. There's also the influence cost for all that. And we can activate our relic. Let me see where we're at. So it's going to be a while before we can get the next one, but I really feel like we should save this because getting this one would also get us the finisher. So that gives you the planetary prospecting decision, which allows you to prospect for additional resource deposit once on each planet. And also we get a new perk, so obviously the perks are pretty helpful. In addition to the bonus that you're getting here, which of course is only really useful in war. But yeah, I really feel like we should go ahead and finish this up. So we will wait to make use of that. Let's just wait the 47 months and get the last of those traditions there. Now, one thing somebody did tell me when it comes to, I don't remember where they're at, that species that gave us the secret fealty, I guess the quickest way to find them would be in the contacts. So we just want to look for ourselves here. And then that's them here, the secret fealty. So these guys, the Pelisamon Star Dynasty, who declared a secret fealty to us, basically they're already a subject of another country. So I'm not sure if we can see who they're. Yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but they're subject to another country, essentially another empire, and they have sworn fealty to us secretly, so nobody knows that they've done this. And if we declare war using a specific CB that we got because they declared secret fealty to us, then basically we go to war with their master, their overlord, and then they'll become our vassal if we win that war. But yeah, we're not going to do that right now. They're probably pretty small and weak at this point, and they're kind of far away, so we won't get involved in that at this moment. We got other places to expand. But yeah, somebody did tell me what that was about. Just want to make it clear because I had never seen that before. I'm not sure if that was part of the Overlord expansion. I would assume so. But I got that for this series, so I hadn't really played it other than my little test playthrough. Now we did upgrade these ships here, so they've gotten more powerful. We're now at 5,000 for each of those. So much more powerful.
Log updated.
And precursor discovery. So if you haven't finished these up, for your precursor, probably because you don't have anywhere else to explore, then these will slowly kind of pop up. And it's this is an archaeological special project, so this will give our scientists something to do, and we'll probably want to use the one at Orcland and to go ahead and get this research. I did not see where that was located. See if I can't find it on here. Here we go. So let's go ahead and research that project. We'll of course lose a little bit of our research due to moving her.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
And we did finish up repairing the fleet, and it looks like we just got a ton of text done at the same time. So let's go ahead and get something selected for all of these. Alright, so that's the planetary build speed, so we're going to build quicker. Crystal mines. Crystals might not be as useful as moats for us. I'll show you guys why here in a minute. It's what we can use the moats for. The moats are going to be incredibly powerful for us. There are the autocannons as well. And autocannons are something we could use. So currently, we're using, go on the ship designer here, we're using the coil guns. They do the 50% to shield damage and the negative 50% to armor damage. So basically, as far as those bonuses go, the autocannons are very similar, though they're even worse against armor. However, they do extra damage to hulls. So there is that. Then we could instead speed up our research, or we could get those crystal mines. Yeah, I guess we'll do the crystal mine ones, so at least we can exploit the resources. It's still useful. But after we finish selecting these, I'll show you guys why the moats are going to be more powerful. So society, let's go through these this way so I know what we just finished up. Okay, we got the reactors, so we need to put those on our ships. This is useful for an extra chance to hit. I think we're going to go with the energy credits though. Nice passive bonus there. And then for the society research, let me see what we got. Oh yes, the farming. So we need to build that somewhere, because you can see we are having the food issues. So there's the alien zoos. I wonder if these can only be built on specific planets though. I don't know, they changed this up so much the way the alien zoos work, I'm not entirely sure. It might be the best thing for us to get. Fleet command limit would be helpful, but I don't think we've reached, we haven't even reached our command limit just yet. But you do have the edict, fleet supremacy, and so that would be helpful, though it does increase upkeep a bit. I think we're gonna go with the alien zoo. I want to see if we're able to build these anywhere. I think there's some limits on where you can build those and how that works. So with the moats, we're currently earning only 1. But we can increase that. Remember, we have one of our planets that will give us some moats. I think it's the relic planets. I think they have the ability to construct buildings that will give us 3 different resources. So you'll see these in the edicts. And so they require you to use, the different resources. And so with the energy crystals, you'll see we get sensor range. That's helpful. But the other main bonus here is energy weapon damage, which we don't use energy weapons. Now, if you look at the modes instead, you get clear blocker cost and speed. That's somewhat helpful, but not as good as some of these other ones. It is cheaper though. But this one here will increase kinetic weapon damage, so that will help us. Explosive damage, so basically our nukes, our missiles, that goes up by plus 25%. So both of these are pretty good. This one's probably more helpful. And then reactive armor. Armor hit points plus 25%, that's mainly what we use. And so you can see that the motes are far more useful to our particular species. And so we're going to want to make use of those. Now we still are doing the fear campaign for the extra unity. We'll probably keep that on for now because we got plenty of energy. We are over our cap here with these, so I might want to take a look and see if we want to keep these on. We kind of have to, due to the starbase capacity. Now we might want to get rid of some of these starbases because remember we got some from our conquest. We want to keep the one there if there is in fact one there. And then there's one here as well. Might be better to instead build one here. So you could get rid of that one. Yeah, because if you want to block anywhere, it'd be best to block here. So yeah, we might get rid of this one here, downgrade it, and instead build one over here. Now there is this location here, but I'm not too worried about these guys over this way. This is where they're going to be building up. Though I do think we've caused them so many issues that they're going to have difficulty recovering from that. So we did get some upgrades. Let me just go through here and see if there's anything we haven't upgraded in a while. So obviously we got the reactors. We probably don't need to upgrade to another reactor right now though. And we got the armors. So you know what? We don't even need to do anything. Because yeah, there's no reason for us to upgrade just the reactor. You know, it gives you some slight bonuses for having extra power, but I just don't think it's worth it. So we're not going to mess with that. We do need to build more ships though, and we do have the alloys. But before we do that, oh, we had another scientist die. Okay, so which one is this? This is the one that was researching at the, assisting research at the Citadel. So let's go to get somebody else. And I guess we'll do, I don't know if we'll find any more anomalies. I guess we'll just do her. She is 49 though, so she's a bit old. Maybe we should do somebody else then. Yeah, we can do her. That's fine. We want him to live as long as possible, so we don't have to upgrade him that often. And we'll just do that from here. Have her assist research there. So what I was wanting to do is invest further in this starbase here. We upgraded them to a star fortress, but we didn't build anything here. So let's go ahead and do that. And we're gonna get ourselves a hangar bay. I think that would be useful. We don't have a shipyard here, but it's not very far from our other shipyard, so I don't think it's necessary. We'll get another hangar bay for now. And then with the buildings, remember we want something that's gonna be good for combat. So probably one of these two. Yeah, I think we're gonna do the communications jammer. I like that it's more difficult for them to disengage from combat. And of course they move slower, as that means you get to shoot more at them before they can even reach you and attack you. That's, of course, considering the fact that you have longer range, which our starbase should, because we give them the range bonus there. So we're trying to make that starbase as powerful as possible. We have not built any of the defensive platforms, though, so that's something we can do. But it feels almost like that's going to be unnecessary. Like, we could build these here. You know, we have the alloys to do, but we already know that these guys are really weak. So their fleet probably is around that strength. And so it would be really unnecessary to build that. Unfortunately, one of our governors is corrupt. And so that's going to result in more crime. Now, we still need to get another governor, but I was waiting to get this desert planet colonized first, because that's going to be the home world.
Incoming transmission.
And they're almost there. Because each sector has like a home base or whatever. Headquarters base. And of course you can't change that, so you don't have to do that. But these guys want the non-aggression pact with us. Okay, so they are really friendly. It's a MegaChurch, so they're ruthless capitalists. And they're not that far away. They're probably rivals with these guys here. Yeah, and maybe they see us as a potential ally. They could be rivals with them too, because remember, they're also a mega corporation. So, yeah, I could see being friends with these guys. But let's just take a look at who they're like friends and enemies with, just so we know. And we might not be able to see all this, because this is all stuff that can be hidden now. But we should have a lot more information on them, because remember, we have the embassies. We both have embassies. I'm pretty sure this is the one we established embassies with. Although it's not saying that we have it. I could have swore we established embassies with them. But yeah, let me just take a look at who they're rivaling. So the Crusaders, that's expected. They are rivaled, okay, by the Brennan. So yeah, that's probably why they want to work with us. It makes sense because they're both mega corporations. So yeah, I think, well, they're at war with them too. Yeah, I missed that. So they're at war with them. That makes perfect sense. So yeah, I can see doing the non-aggression pact with them, and that makes perfect sense. And just take a look, because I could have swore we had the embassy established. Well, let's go ahead and do it again. So yeah, we've got a friend now, basically. So we established an embassy there. I suppose I could look at our contacts to see if there's anybody else. I didn't see anybody else we had embassies established with. Could have swore we had somebody contact us about that, and I thought it was them. Yeah, we're getting all the issues on the planets fixed. We made a lot of adjustments before we started the episode here, so a lot of things had to be, had to get constructed. Let's go and take a look at our planets and see how things are going. So obviously, Orcland didn't really have much that they had to do. Black Mountain, same thing. Shiny's Cave lost a lot of pops, so they actually have plenty of jobs open up right now. Yeah, plenty of jobs. So no problem there. If we have problems here, what we might want to do, well, I guess we don't want to move any of those over there. So yeah, we'll just leave them as is. They need to fill out all these available jobs, and this is probably where the food is becoming an issue here, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure this is the problem, is that Shiny's Cave is not doing any farming. Grok Citadel, they obviously need more stuff. They always do. We have 3 research labs currently here, so let's go ahead and get something else constructed. They don't need the farms, but what I think we're going to do, we can get the moat harvesting traps. They don't have the slave processing plant, so it makes sense to get that. Definitely want the moat harvesting trap, but I'm looking for that new thing, this one here. I think it makes a lot of sense to grab this first. So they're going to turn those consumer goods into research points, and also bring it minor artifacts. And yeah, they speed up the research of those particular techs. So yeah, this seems super useful. So this actually requires minor artifacts to be constructed, 45 of them, but you're in 1 per month, so you're going to gain that back in 45 months. So easily pay for itself. A very high upkeep though. Yeah, that upkeep is significant. It's 20 energy. Okay, well, we're still going to get it. So I think it's pretty useful to have. I don't know if we could have that on any other planets. I kind of think that's a Relic World specific thing, but we could take a look. And then we want the moat harvesting traps. And we don't have any building slots open. Okay, so we need to get a city district constructed next. All right, excellent. So they're working on that. Let me just take a look and see if that building is available. It is not. Okay, yeah, it's a specific building for the Relic World. That's what I was thinking. Wasn't sure. So let's go through these other planets. Brialor has plenty of jobs here. Most of those are worker jobs. Stormy Mines looks good. You can also see I've been removing some of the features. You can take a look, see if there's any other ones. So yeah, they don't. You can see that they don't have any problems there. But let's see if there's any ones here that we haven't removed. We probably don't have the tax for them, and that's the reason why we didn't remove them. Here we have some. Haven't done it yet because these ones are pretty expensive, and we don't really need them just yet. So yeah, Stormy Mines taking care of that. Badlands looking pretty good here on jobs and everything. We can see that we can remove some of these features. These are kind of expensive too, and again, don't really have to do it right now. Kitty Graveyard, they're pretty good. And I'm not sure why these fungi are not working the specialist jobs. Maybe they can't do enforcer or duelist jobs. I know there's some limitations. Maybe we'll take a look at that real quick. So we've got 5 jobs open. We need workers. City district will satisfy that a bit. Also, we're getting the planetary administration building as well. So they just need to get some stuff constructed. Essentially, that's what we're waiting on. And maybe Cold Stank should be another agricultural planet, since obviously we do have food problems. So after we get these constructed, let's go ahead and get an agriculture district done, and that'll also add some worker jobs for those goblins to do. The Frozen Moon, probably a similar situation here. You know, you have the jobs, but they can't work the jobs that you have available. So we're currently getting a city district. We're going to wait to get that because there's still something I need to get here that we haven't gotten yet. There's something we need here too. We'll get that after we get the city district there. And then Bounty Ice, which I think is our most populated. Yeah, just barely. A little bit more populous than Cold Snake. Frozen Moon has the least people, as you'd expect. They're currently getting a city district and still facing the same issues here as well. Okay, so let's go ahead and get something else constructing here. So we have the research labs and the hollow theaters, so we should probably get the precinct houses next for those enforcer jobs. So currently it's designated as a generated world, but clearly that's not what this is going to be. I think Bounty Ice is actually probably going to be like an industrial and city world. I think that makes sense. So yeah, we'll build up more after we finish up what we currently got going. All right, so still trying to get through all the stuff that I assigned them before we started the episode here. All right, so we're going to get all these notifications about every little agreement that's happening out there, research agreements, all that kind of stuff. And the Brane did end their rivalry with our new friends. Did the war end? Yeah, maybe they finished up the war there. So we've seen this event, I think, with Grok Citadel. But we have rising unemployment on Bouncy Ice. Yeah, because they're just sitting there waiting for those jobs to be created. So we don't want crime. We don't want it to become a criminal underworld. So we're going to have to go with this one, unfortunately. Causing more problems for our consumer goods. So we need to actually buy some consumer goods and maybe sell some minerals. But you see we're facing some pretty bad shortages here. Everything's not as good as it once was. We just got to get these new planets integrated in here. This is a commercial pact invitation. So commercial pacts, they increase the value of both empires' trade networks. So basically we're going to get the energy out of it based on how much trade value they have. So if empire has more trade value, then it's more valuable. So this will grant us 25 energy and them only 4.21 energy because we don't have a lot of trade value compared to them, of course, because they're a megacorp. They'll also get some consumer goods, though. But yeah, 25.55 energy. This is fantastic. There's no reason not to do this. They're definitely useful. Though, I think the commercial pact, if I'm not mistaken, I can look real quick, see if there's any other options. I think it's the commercial pact, though. Will allow them... Yeah, I'm pretty positive it is. When they're a megacorp, this will allow them to build holdings, corporate holdings, on our planets. There's no other way to get them other than megacorps adding these. One thing you do want to keep in mind is if they're a criminal like corporate empire, then it's going to be very different buildings. It might not be beneficial to you. That which type of holdings they build are going to be based off of what type of corporation they are. And they're a megachurch. So I don't know if they're going to build some spiritualist stuff, but they're ruthless capitalists. So we'll see, guys. We'll see what they build. But that's the only way to get these corporate holdings. And of course, the overlord holdings are for your overlord, if you have one. And those can be largely beneficial. Of course, they're more beneficial to the corporation, the megacorp. And we've just got these guys just sitting here. I missed the notifications. So let's go ahead and go after whichever system is the most beneficial to us. So that's... Clearly it's this one. So we'll go ahead and build a starbase over here. And then the science ship, they finished that up as well. So we need to send them back to Orc Prime to assist research. So yeah, a lot of this stuff has nothing to do with us. Migration treaties, all that kind of good stuff. So we're still just waiting for this to finish up. It's 300 days. Just started coughing out of nowhere. But yeah, what I was saying is that should be done in about 300 days. And then we'll get the galactic market set up. So this will allow us to clear up those noxious swamps. So it's something worth getting. But we also want to get this one. The planetary capitals would be nice to have. Edicts Fund is nice as well, though. So we can do more edicts. And then this is a starbase building, the orbital filing system. So increases unity from bureaucrats, managers, priests, and telepaths. So, bureaucrats is what we'd get that from. But it does require an upkeep of the crystals. We're going to go ahead and get this one here. Colonial centralization. But yeah, I could have seen getting that one as well. So yeah, we're building up our reserves right now for the moats. But we don't need them, and we're not even getting the rare crystals. We just have those 100 sitting there, which we'd eventually run out of. So we did get that energy. All right, excellent. So we don't need another reactor. I don't know why these keep popping up for us. We've been getting like a lot of these. Every time there's a new one available, it pops up. So this is that cloaking fields. Might just go after energy again, guys. Yeah, I think we're just gonna go after energy. I think that'd be useful. Because we are having to buy 2 different resources right now, which is costly. Very costly to us. Because we're just short on both of those. So we got to get those problems solved. And it looks like a lot of our planets are done constructing now. So let's go ahead and... Well, I guess we'll get this tech selected first. There's the crystal mines. And we can now exploit those resources. So we want to take care of that. The construction ship is busy. Let me see if there's... We'll see if there's any energy out there. I want to say there might be one for us to get. The cruisers. Clearly, this is what we should get. So the cruisers are available. So we'll get that research so that we can build those and put them into our fleets. So the construction ship is going over there. And we still have these other locations. So let me just see if there's any... Yep, there's a crystal location right there. I knew we had one. But do we have any additional ones? Looks like that's the only one. Okay. So we'll let them finish this up, and then we'll just have them go over there. I don't think I'm going to bother building another construction ship, guys. I suppose we can. Whatever. We'll build one, guys. Does Shiny's Cave have the ability to build? No, they don't have a shipyard. So Orc Prime would probably be the closest one here, then. So let's get a construction ship building. Just to get this construction done a little bit faster. And we do need to take a look at our planets. We'll go through them all again. Still getting that one established. And just see if there's any problems that need to be solved. I assume that this area here will have problems, as usual. Yeah, this is the main issue. So we did finish building here. So let's go ahead and get another building constructed, which is going to be... Well, we can't do the slave processing plant yet. We need to have the planetary administration, and we don't have enough pops quite yet. We need 2 more pops to get that constructed. So basically, I need to take a look at this species policy to see if that indentured servitude does in fact... I could swear that it does limit what jobs they can do. They cannot work entertainer or soldier jobs. Okay, so that is the entertainer job. Remember, the duelists replace our entertainers, so they cannot be the duelists. I see. Okay, so that's interesting. That means that the orcs will have to do that on those planets then. Alright, so let's go ahead and get something for that pop to do, because yeah, these jobs are duelist and enforcer, and they can't do those. So they already have the Forge World bonus here, so yeah, let's just continue with that, because we need the consumer goods, so it makes sense. So yeah, we're going to get another industrial district built, and they can, well, you know what, only that one pop who's available right now can do that job, but we are growing one of the Brienne, the goblins, and so they won't be able to do that job. So let's do a city district as well. Alright, so we got those constructing. So we're still working on the precinct houses here. Okay. A lot of open jobs right now. And that's not going to provide any jobs for them. Now we can't get the slave processing facility. So let's go ahead and do that. We'll get that constructed. Let's see if there's anything else we want to do here. Did we get... Yeah, we did have a research lab. Okay. They also need amenities here. So basically we need more orcs on these planets. So we're going to need to move some orcs off of somewhere to these planets eventually in order to solve these issues. And if we don't want to have, yeah, because the stability is still pretty low, we don't have any revolts, and we're going to need to deal with that soon. So we'll get that constructed, and then the bouncy ice. I think we determined that this was also going to be an industrial world. So yeah, I guess we'll have 2 industrial worlds here. That's fine, because we still, you know, obviously we have the consumer goods issues, but that's not going to provide the jobs that we need. So instead we'll do the city district for now. But yeah, we need to move orcs onto those planets. So let's go ahead and figure out where we have an excess of orcs we might want to move. I'm hesitant to move too many off of our home world. And we already removed a lot from Black Mountain and Shiny's Cave. What about Grok's Citadel? How many orcs do they have over here? They have 10 orcs currently. Alright, so we are starting to see some happiness issues because of that. So we're clearly going to have to move some off of Orcland. Alright, so that's what we'll do. Maybe just one onto each of the planets for right now. It'll help. Remember, our orcs don't like living here. So we'll do Cold Stank first. Move one of the orcs over there. And then Frozen Moon. And then Bouncy Ice. And that'll help fill out some of those jobs. But you can see the consumer goods problems got worse as we moved those orcs, since their habitability is low. So that's one thing to consider why I don't want to move a ton of orcs over there.
Situation log updated.
So that finally passed. So we've got the birth of the Galactic Market. So this unlocks the decision to nominate for a Galactic Market Hub. So we're going to want to select one of our planets. It's probably not going to get picked because none of them are very good trade-wise. And so probably you could do the Citadel. That has a chance of being selected. It's 20, probably not. Like I said, these are not very high in trade. Orcland's a bit higher though. So it would probably make more sense to do that one. But the Citadel is more impressive of a location. It doesn't matter anyway because it's not going to get selected. I think it's larger as well. That's 25. How big is Orcland? Just 20. We're going to do the Citadel. Again, it doesn't really matter because they're not going to select it. But we'll go ahead and mark it as our Galactic Market Hub nomination. That costs 1,000 energy and 150 of our influence. Also, something that was pointed out. Oh, nice. So this happened. We'll take a look at that in a minute. Something that was pointed out is that the factions, this whole time, I've been saying that they produce more influence for us, and they did for a long time. As far as I know, that's the way it's always been in Stellaris. Factions produce influence. However, this was changed, apparently. I didn't even realize it. They now produce unity, and so we're not getting influence from them. So yeah, I wasn't even aware of that. I thought it was still the same. But yeah, clearly they changed it. So we got a new branch office at Bria Laura. So let's go ahead and take a look at that. Let's close these. So it's a little bit clearer and easier to move around here. Bria Laura, the branch office that they established, will allow them to get new buildings here. So it's interesting they decided to do that one first. But we don't have any say over this. They get to do it.
Complete.
And as I said, it's more beneficial to them than to us, but it does give us benefits. So it's often good to have a commercial pact with one of the MegaCorps, just so you can get those on your planet. And so it's good that we got a relationship with them now. So let's go ahead and, I don't know why I keep missing these. Let's go and get the mining stations and research stations building here. And then we have this new construction ship as well. We're going to have them do the mining station to get those rare crystals there. So get that taken care of. And yeah, I did say we're going to change where we have our star bases. We have one over here. So let's just take a look and see what's currently on here. So that increases naval capacity. Don't really need it. Would we benefit from a trade hub at all? No. So the trade hubs increase the collection range, so how far away they can collect the trade values. But you can see, as long as it's green, then you know you're collecting it. We're not collecting any here, and there's multiple locations, but that's another reason to build a starbase over here. Probably get rid of that one, is what I'm thinking, guys. Though this does have the L gate, so that's something to consider. But yeah, I think we're going to get rid of that one. But the one over here, we don't need a trade hub. There's no trade we're not getting. We're getting the trade there. Could get a shipyard given the distance. It would make sense to get a shipyard here, guys. So yeah, we would want a shipyard. And then as far as the next thing, probably, because I think we are going to get rid of the anchorage. I don't think that's necessary. Let's go and dismantle that. We've got Plenty of naval capacity, though I suppose we're about to build those cruisers. Maybe I shouldn't have dismantled that, but it's fine. Let's get a shipyard, and then something for defense. So we'll get the gun battery here. And then they have the communication jammer currently. So that's probably fine for now. Could also increase the food. Yeah, I think that's fine for right now, guys. Now, this transit hub allows for the automatic resettlement to other colonies for slaves, for any unemployed slaves. However, those slave buildings that we're constructing on all of our slave planets, that does that as well. So you don't actually need these if you're using the building slots. But what's nice is that you can build this on just the system, and then you don't have to build those on all the other planets. But of course, then you're not getting the bonuses that those slave buildings provide. So we'll probably keep doing it that way. All right, so that looks good. We've got some stuff constructed there. We could take a look at all of our systems, make sure, like we would probably want to upgrade some of these. Like our capital one, it makes sense to upgrade that. So let's go ahead and do that. I think we've already constructed something in most of these. This one doesn't have anything yet, so it makes sense to get something here. Because we don't need the trade hub. We don't need a shipyard, so we could replace that one anchorage that I destroyed and put it over here instead, and then get the gun battery. And then for the buildings, I feel like we don't really need something defensive-minded. And so instead, I think we're going to go ahead and get that hydroponics bay for extra food. Because the Citadel does not produce any food on its own. I'm going to change this name here to Citadel Station. Probably need to change the names to all of our star bases. Yeah, I just gotta go through here because I haven't done so in a while. Like, look at Black Mountain, doesn't have anything here. So they could be providing us bonuses. Again, don't really need a shipyard, but we could do the anchorage and a gun battery here. And then maybe do the hydroponics bay here as well. Though this is the only location that would provide defense here. So you know what? Let's go ahead and get something that'll help militarily. So yeah, we'll get the target uplink computer here. Alright, so got that done. And then we've got one here as well. Though I don't think we really need that one anymore. It is collecting the trade right here, but it's not getting the one over there. Could have Black Mountain collect trade. You know what? That's what we should do. Let's change this up. I'm going to change all this up, guys. We're going to have Black Mountain collect trade. I think that makes sense. So let's get a trade hub. And we'll probably get 2 of these so they can collect all the trade around the area. Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. And then we'll probably want to go ahead and, again, keep the defensive one that I had before. I didn't really need to cancel that one. So we'll do that. And then this is one that we could downgrade, I think. This is a potential location to downgrade. We don't need it there any longer. We're also downgrading that one, though. So right now, we'll leave it up. Badlands, this is a very defensive location. While this one should probably be the defensive location. So we'll leave them with the shipyard. We're going to get rid of the trade hub here. Dismantle that. Because we have another space station in Badlands. And instead, get the gun battery here. Could upgrade this one as well. And the crew quarters, we'll probably leave that one there. What the crew quarters does is it allows you to reduce the upkeep for any ships that are docked there. And so half of our fleet probably would go there. It makes sense to put them over there eventually. So we'll keep that one there. But this one over here doesn't really need to be as defensive now. No, I think we're going to change that up. So let's go ahead and get... We are going to upgrade this one, by the way. But yeah, let's go ahead and change this up. Probably want to turn it into... I don't know if we'll be collecting that trade. So here, let's go ahead and get rid of this one. So that we can see what trade we're getting before I change that one up. And then that means we don't technically have to get rid of this one for now. We can leave it there. But let's go ahead and get one here with our newly opened up starbase capacity. All right, excellent. So just a little bit of starbase management there had to be done. as we hadn't done it in a while. And it's got to keep on buying these, but we don't have any energy. So yeah, we're having some problems here. We're going to sell a little bit of food, but that's also short. I'm going to get rid of some of that. Just try and get enough energy to be able to buy the consumer goods. So let's go ahead and just get another 500. Yeah, a very large shortage of the consumer goods because of the habitability. And moving those pops around as we've done has had its cost. So gotta get that taken care of. But it's something we're currently working on our planets. So they established a branch office in Stormy Mines as well. And they're building a Temple of Prosperity. So they are going to build some temple stuff. Well, that's probably not good. So there are some negatives when they build those. It just kind of depends on what they build. We did get the rare crystals. Now, I don't know what those temples do. You would think the Temple of Prosperity, that one, it would do something economic that would be beneficial to us. But then two, that it would, maybe increase the spirituality of any pops in the system. I don't know, though. Or on that planet, I mean. That's what you'd think, so we'll have to see, guys. Obviously, we don't want orcs getting all spiritual. But there's really not a whole lot we can do about it once you do that trade pact with them. We could take a look at what they built here. Yeah, they got the Temple of Prosperity, and just see what this does. So it does exactly what I thought it did. Spiritual ethics attraction is increased by plus 50%, so yeah, that's not great. I thought it would be a problem when I saw they're a spiritual mega corporation, but I was kind of hoping because they're capitalists that wouldn't be the case. It creates prosperity preacher jobs. Now those do give amenities and trade value and unity, so that's all good stuff. That's where you get the benefit. So it is helpful. But yeah, obviously we're not wanting that spiritual ethics attraction, and they'll probably build that on all of our planets too. So we're gonna have some issues, guys, where our pops are gonna become a lot more spiritual, unfortunately. Now there's not a lot of orcs on those planets, so it's mainly gonna affect our slaves, but I don't know, maybe it'll be good for them to have a little bit of religion in their lives. Give them some meaning. Maybe they won't be so much bothered by the fact that they're slaves. We're going to get the colonial bureaucracy next. And looks like we can upgrade to the planetary capital since we did get that tech, so let's go ahead and do that. So we'll start working on that, even though we don't actually have any jobs there. Just got to dip through these again and see if there's anything that needs to be taken care of, guys. Make sure we're looking at those amenities. Yeah, all across these planets, everything's really good. Again, the main issue seems to be on these planets that we're still trying to get things solved. We did get the Hall of Judgments. So that'll add more enforcer jobs. But again, the problem is that we can't actually work those. So that's really not going to help us upgrade in that. We need to get jobs that they can do. So probably should do the research jobs. Now, this is going to be an agriculture planet as well, and we need to fix that, so probably should get that first. So we'll get that. But I'm thinking another research lab here would make sense. So let's going to get that going as well. And then maybe another city district, because yeah, amenities is short. So I'm going to get that. And then let's take a look at the Frozen Moon. They're actually doing pretty good here now. Okay, excellent. And then on Bouncy Ice, still getting stuff constructed here. Okay, I see. Well, let's go ahead and we already got another city district going. Alright, so we'll just leave this as is for now. But I did want to take a look at these planets, because yeah, we can actually upgrade. There's quite a few things we can upgrade here, so let's go ahead and do this one. These two. And that's it.
Construction.
So we'll get all those upgraded. And we got that research station constructed. Not entirely sure where we have them. Over here? Yeah. So these guys just sitting around. So we finished all this. So now we need to get them going over to here to grab that last system for us. So we'll have both of these grabbed here soon. Chief Grok has leveled up further. That's what that's doing. Give us more edicts funds. And we can get this last tradition finally. So remember, this isn't that helpful for us right now. But finishing up does give us some helpful bonuses. We'll take a look at that planetary decision here in a minute. First, we need to get a new perk. So this is something new. So this has to do with that, again, that relic world, the tech we got, the building we got. I didn't know it had its own perk, but it increases the damage for the area tech weapons. I don't even know what those are. We don't have any either. Unlocks additional effects for ancient ship components and buildings. Something else we don't have either. Yeah, I'm hesitant to pick it since we don't have access to any of those. So, I mean, it might be something we want to get in the future, but not useful for us right now. I wonder when those unlock. So a lot of these are kind of ones we've already seen here, but here's a new one. Become the Crisis. So this is added in DLC. So you have these crises that happen in the late game. These big old huge crises, you know, an invasion generally. There's 3 different types. And, you know, something that's supposed to be really, really challenging. And the whole galaxy is supposed to have to deal with. And there's all kinds of cool stuff surrounding those. But this will basically let you become the crisis. And so you can basically make yourself more and more powerful, and you become stupidly overpowered, like the crises are. The crises are supposed to be something that can pose a threat to the entire galaxy. Depending on what patch you're on, whether or not that was true. Sometimes they were stupidly powerful, and other times they're really, really weak, and you could easily destroy them. Just depended on the patch you're on. So I don't know how strong the crises are now, but generally they're supposed to be a threat to the whole galaxy, and so that's what this is supposed to make you into, a threat to the galaxy. And so they got to make you really powerful so that you can fight a lot of different empires at the same time. There's like a path to go down that route, and the more you go down it, the more powerful you get, and the more everybody hates you. Eventually they see you all as the problem, the crisis that needs to be wiped out. So something maybe for the future, but definitely not something we want to do right now, of course. But yeah, interesting choice there. So I feel like there's really only 2 options for us. Yeah, there's really only 2 options really fitting, with the exception of this one, which again, I just don't know when that's going to become available to us, those techs, or those weapons, or whatever they are, so I don't want to pick something that we can't make use of. So we can either do naval capacity, plus 80, fleet command limit, plus 20. That would be pretty helpful since we're about to get these cruisers, and we don't have a lot of fleet limit left at this moment. And then there's Grasp the Void, starbase capacities, plus 5. So I'd like to get that too. So yeah, let me know down in the comments, because this episode's almost over here. Let me know in the comments which one you think we get. We should get, I mean. Or if you think we should go for this one, maybe you know what it does and when it becomes available, let me know about that as well. So we'll wait to get something selected on this one since the episode's almost over, so we can leave room for you guys to comment on that. So let's go and take a look at that decision. That adds a planetary feature. So it's planetary prospecting, requires 500 energy, 250 unity, so we can't even do it at this moment, but adds a random planetary features. I think there's like a modifier here. It says it's random though, so you don't know if it's going to be good or bad. It does say natural resource though, so you know what? I think it's not one of the modifiers. I think it's something here, and so probably something that's going to give you one of the resources up here is what I would assume. Could be something else though. Speaking of those planetary features, one thing that I forgot to show is that on Kitty Graveyard, because they destroyed themselves here, and yeah, they got a lot of stuff to uncover here. They have a unique one that you'll find on any planet where, you know, the species there, you know, wipe themselves out, whether it's one that actually happened since the game started or one that, you know, started out that way. You got the metal boneyards, and so this adds to the mining districts, but most importantly, society research from jobs is increased. So Kitty Graveyard would be a good place for these research labs here. So I did want to point that out. But yeah, trying to get this thing here constructed. When is it going to be done? I'd like it to be finished before we end the episode, but it's going to be a couple years. We'll see if we can make it through here, guys. It's going to be less than 2 years at this point. Well, I guess we'll just have to see what all happens. They've declared us a rival again. We can go ahead and declare them a rival too. And yeah, just so low. This is a real problem for us. Yeah, we've got to solve this problem with the consumer goods. I mean, you can see we're making it better, and we're now producing food as well, so that's no longer short.
Scientific breakthrough achieved.
We did finish up this, so this will get us more energy. That's helpful. So the next thing we want to get could get the colony development speed. Yeah, that'd be helpful. You guys can see this is taking a long time. It won't help for this one, of course. Well, maybe it will. Speed it up a little bit towards the end there. Yeah, I guess we'll go ahead and do that. Why not? It'll help with the future colonies too. And we need to get this set up to build the mining stations and the research station. So, I mean, at least we're producing more energy, but yeah, we're just losing so much of the consumer goods right now. And the Senate is in session on the next vote. So let's take a look and see what that vote is. It's buzzword standardization. So this is one that I believe we're voting for. Yeah, I think this is one we're voting for. Sometimes difficult to see where you're at, but there's us right there. And we're at 940 on the diplomatic weight, by the way. So really in the middle of the pack, which isn't too bad when you consider the fact that we are getting that 10% decrease, and we have no available envoys to assign here to increase it further. So yeah, this is one we're voting for, and it does look like it's going to pass. I think soon we're going to get into some that we don't like. A lot of positives here, though. So the next negative one is Comfort the Fallen. That's a ways away as of right now. Yeah, we're definitely going to run out here again.
Construction complete.
So just can't solve our issues here fast enough. Getting a lot of energy now at 122. Alright, so that's fantastic. Very helpful. We can activate our relic, so I think we will do that. And just see what we get. So let's go ahead and activate it. As far as where we want to have this done, I think we already have 2 pops that live on the cold world, so I think again it should be ones for our arid planets. So we'll put these ones on probably Black Mountain. Could do one of the new planets as well, like Badlands. Yeah, we'll do Black Mountain. So let's go and take a look at this new pop, see what we got here. All right, so that's them here. So we got the 3 pops. Okay, like the little shark guys, I think is what people call them. They're like an aquatic species here. It's interesting that they're aquatic species who likes arid planets, though. That's kind of strange. But yeah, they're also adaptive, so that means that they could move around a little bit more. They are natural engineers, so a lot of people who are good at research. They also use less housing, so that's helpful. Terrible as workers and warriors. Okay, so we definitely want to keep them on the indentured servitude. And as leaders, they don't live as long, but that doesn't really affect us much. Okay, so we'll let them grow a bit, and then we'll spread them out to other planets. Yeah. Okay, so we've got them. More researchers, basically. So always helpful. And I want to say, let me go back in there. I think they're of a different type. Well, they're natural engineers. So they're the same as these guys, unfortunately. All right. So all of them are natural engineers. So it's engineering research that we're going to be getting faster, which I think is the one we were already getting. No, maybe not. It's physics. Physics that we were getting the fastest. All right, so we got that constructed. They've finished up their construction queue as well. So what we can do is go ahead and get rid of this. Yeah, there's no reason to have this anymore. There's nothing else I think that we need to construct. Let me just kind of dip through here and make sure there's nothing I missed, like new resources that we might be able to gather. We still can't get the gases yet. We don't have the exotic gas extraction. So let's go and disband this so we're not paying for it. And those 2 declared themselves as rivals. And did we solve all the issues on this planet? Not quite. Bouncy Ice is doing pretty well now. But the other 2, a little bit less happy. Let's go ahead and get both of these constructed. And the problem here is the amenities. So we're getting a city district now. On here, though, they're just unhappy. Probably because we don't have enough orcs. Yeah, the problem seems to be orcs. I thought I moved more over there. I'm going to guess they left on their own. They didn't want to be here. So yeah, our orcs kind of moving themselves around because they don't want to be on those planets. And you can stop their movement, their migration. So we did get the edicts fund increase. We also got base intel level. Oh yes, we never looked at that. My bad, guys. We're supposed to do that this episode. We also unlocked the administrative park. So we want to take a look at that. First, let's get a tech selected. So this one's really helpful. Leader upkeep's reduced. Leader level cap is increased. But we should probably get this one here. This one's helpful as well. But we're going to get this one here. So we increase our naval capacity. And in that case, we might not even need that one perk. Yeah, just trying to get this done. And yes, I did forget the spy network, guys. So we have unlocked further things we can do. And we want to steal technology here. So we need to add an asset over here. So let's do, I don't think there's any difference between these two guys. So let's go and throw an asset into this. It'll increase our chance of being successful. It does have the energy upkeep, and of course we got the one-time cost in the influence. But yeah, we're going to try and steal tech. So basically what this does, I think it's a 30% research bonus for any tech that you don't have. Not all the techs, but one specific tech that you don't have. And if they don't have any techs that you don't have, then I think you just get like a flat bonus in research. So no matter what, it's beneficial to do. They want to do a research agreement. So let's see who's ahead and who this is going to be most beneficial to. It looks like it's going to be most beneficial to us, which means that they have more techs than we do, which is not surprising. Yeah, they definitely have more techs in all categories than we do. So we're going to get the better benefit from this, so it makes sense for us to agree. That allows us to research faster. They already broke their non-aggression pact. I see the AI empires do that a lot, like quite frequently. Alright, so she is better at propulsion techs. So yeah, we're just having to sell everything here in order to get the damn consumer goods. We could also sell these, and now that we're producing those, we should probably make use of an edict. Let me see if we have enough to warrant doing that. We definitely have enough moats, I feel. So yeah, let's go ahead and buy some more of these, and then let's take a look at our edicts. We're never gonna make it to get that thing set up. We got so much to do here. So I'm thinking either increasing kinetic damage or increasing the armor hit points. Both of them would be useful for us. Let's do the weapon damage. We're more offensive than we are defensive. So yeah, we'll go ahead and get that. You can also get this to get more energy. But again, I think we established there's not really any of these that we can get rid of right now. We'll keep the fear campaign for that unity. Okay. So we're now making use of the moats. This is an upkeep of 4, or I think it says 4.29 specifically. And since we're only earning 3, that means we will start losing some. But that's okay. And we did finish techs as well. Colony development speed, so that should hopefully speed it up. We'll be done here soon. And next, maybe the code breaking? Yeah, that'd be helpful. Yeah, we'll get that. And then for the society research, we got the cruisers. All right, so we're gonna need to build those. So these are all pretty expensive down here. Oh, this unlocks the ship, the frigate ships and the torpedoes. Okay, so we definitely want to get this one here, guys. Those torpedoes can be incredibly powerful. So yeah, we're gonna get that one. And it gives us a new ship type as well. So I'm not gonna design the cruisers and stuff because I'm just trying to get, this episode was supposed to end. So I'm just trying to get this done here so that we can get that established, named. And then we'll also get a new sector here. I didn't expect it to take so long for us to get this. So yeah, we also need to build something here, obviously, and figure out what we want them to do here. It could be another agriculture planet. It can also be a mining planet. But really, we need to solve the consumer good issues. So we should probably do an industrial district here, at least to start. Because yeah, we know we have those issues. See if there's anything we want to get rid of now. I think we're good at the moment. But yeah, what I wanted to do is go ahead and change the name over here. So this is one of your guys' suggestions, Deep Sands. It's a sandy desert world. It also has these deep sinkholes, quicksand, impact crater. So yeah, all kinds of holes in the planet. So it's called Deep Sands. And then we need to establish a new sector and get ourselves a governor. So let's go and recruit somebody. And I think could do something regarding crime. Could also do the slave pot resource. That makes sense because this is the, I believe they're in the same sector, right? Oh, Deep Sands is in its own sector. Okay, I wasn't expecting that. All right, so we don't need the Iron Fist one then. It makes sense to get somebody else. Because yeah, this is increasing crime across all orc core space. I don't actually want him there. He's so old. He's going to die soon anyway. So we'll just keep him there now because he does give us those benefits. Yeah, we'll keep them there. I was going to move these guys around, but yeah, that's probably not the way we'll do this. Yeah, I guess we'll just do the crime guy. I suppose you could do him as well. That's cheaper upkeep and cheaper recruitment costs. Yeah, sure, why not? He's also the youngest one. He's eager, or she's eager, excuse me. She's eager to do the job. So let's go ahead and have her assigned. And we'll have to do another one here. Okay, so what I was going to call this was Icy Hot. Because, you know, it'd be the ice worlds and then the desert world. But yeah, they're too far away, so they're on separate sectors. Okay, so this one could be like, we could name this like Fungus Space or something like that. But the Deep Sands might be here too. But basically we need another sector. And I think Bouncy Ice will be the home world for that. So we need to recruit somebody else. It makes sense to get the Iron Fist in this case. So we'll get him placed here. And so basically, let that play for a second. We need to come up with names for these two sectors here. Because we can't call them Icy Hot. So we gotta call them something else. So we could call this Fungus Space. But again, this is also Fungus Space. So I don't know. Because when we take over this, which we eventually will, that'll be in the Deep Sand sector. While anything we take here would be in the Bouncy Ice sector. So we need new names for those, essentially. And then this construction ship needs to build the mine station there. Alright, so unfortunately we do have to end today's episode here. It was extra long. Also, I realize we're not getting the trade value here, so let me just take a look. I'm surprised the collection range should be getting that one there. So not entirely sure why they're not. Now they can't get that one. They are collecting here. Yeah, I was thinking they should be able to get that, but that is not the case, despite the two trade hubs. Not entirely sure what's going on there. We could upgrade them, get them another trade hub, which we probably will want to, so we can get all the rest of this as well. Yeah, we're not capitalizing on all this here. Also, we need to build over here. We need to go back and do some more space station management, essentially. So yeah, we'll do all that next episode, guys. I hope you guys did enjoy this one. If you did, make sure you leave a like on the video, subscribe to our channel, hit that notification bell, and leave a comment. Do hope to see you on the next one. And thanks for watching.